snake on the floor, looking up, wanting more. This is so unreal. I must have been wrong, 'cause your love is strong for him. Why would it not be? He's always there for you. I keep living alone, way so far from home. Free, but ready to flee from this all. Hard to be standing on your own. Hard to be standing on your own.
To me, downtown is the heart of your community. Depending on what your downtown looks like is whether if your community is thriving or not. And at that time in 2010, our downtown was a mess. I feel like I was just a little spark to a smoldering fire that was ready to go, and it took off. When I ran for council, it was one of my campaign promises to actually bring attention to our downtown area. I wanted us to be back to our glory days, very similar to the 40s that you see on our picture that I have here. I feel like that was such an important time in our life and in our downtown area. Back in the 80s, everybody was riding up and down Main Street. Town was busy and full, and over time, that just began to go away.
So I grew up on Tassel Street, and downtown was a place where I hung out. You know, we would come down and go to Skeeter Dog. We'd come down and go to Leggett to shop. There were just so many places we came, and we just spent time downtown. Then we went through that sort of lull where, ooh, we're sort of on that cliche dying downtown.
The time was right. People were tired of seeing the blight. They were tired of the empty buildings. I was tired of going down Main Street on Saturday night and not seeing a car. So that was, part of what drove me to say, this has got to change. It's time for change. I just wanted to see it back in its glory days like it was during my childhood. That was one of my campaign promises, and fortunately it came through.
The whole downtown that I'd come to know since I'd lived here all my life started to change. And I knew at that point that it was something that I was extremely interested in being a part of. And being a fan of small towns, the positive change that was occurring, I wanted to be part of it because my son had been born, and I want Wytheville to be somewhere that he feels like he can stay and enjoy.
Being a hometown girl, growing up here since I was 9, I just love seeing that revitalization coming back, and thought if I could be a part of that in any way, I'd like to.
When the idea got kicked off with Downtown Wytheville, I was working with the Parks and Recreation Department, so I was essentially doing events for the town, and we started doing events to bring attention to the downtown footprint and what was going on and try to make people aware that we were trying to revitalize the area. So with those events became the July 4th Festival, the Mayhem on Main, and we were doing the Christmas parade. So we were bringing people to downtown with the idea of what could this be in the future, and bringing attention to the revitalization that we wanted to bring to the community. When the executive director position came open, I was kind of encouraged to apply. This was an opportunity to change community and be a change maker for our town and for the region.
Prior to serving, I think the things that I knew about downtown Wytheville were the things that we're seeing. The events, the 4th of July, the Christmas parade, the Halloween event. So it was all those things that everyone could see and could talk about.
The 4th of July is always a great event, but I always enjoy the kids parade. Just those kids walking down the street, proud as peacocks, walking down through there like they're fixing to get the key to the town. The expressions on their face, how proud they are to ride the bicycle or pull their wheelbarrow down the street is just, it's worth $100 to watch that.
So one of the big projects in the beginning was obviously the streetscape, and we were trying to revitalize all the downtown infrastructure, get things ready to attract and recruit business. My grandfather had a business on Main Street in the 50s and 60s called the Soda Shop, and it's where everybody gathered. So if you look at pictures back then, you see Main Street was the place to be. And I wanted to bring it full circle. So it was not just a job to me at that time. I became passionate about the position. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna do this for our town, and I'm gonna do this for the community that I live in, because I want it to be better for my family. So that's when I decided to make that leap. When I was hired, we started full-scale construction. Mind you, a Main Street is trying to drive people to Main Street and support local businesses, but we were under construction. So that was very challenging for everybody to have to deal with, because we're trying to help these businesses just survive. As an organization, we were in the trenches. We were helping manage the construction project on behalf of the town. We kind of became that middle person that somebody's really upset over here, they're telling us, and we're going back to the town of Wytheville to help them understand. So we kept a lot of people from storming into council meetings, just irate about certain things, because we were there as that sounding board and that liaison for the town of Wytheville. It was very challenging, but I think that's how we built our reputation on trust, responsible partners, and just kind of solidified our position as an organization within the community.
I feel like the very foundation of this organization is relationships. The work that you all do, building those relationships long-term, and not just with the local people, not just with the downtown business owners and residents, but with the nonprofits, with the Millwall Theater. That's the groundwork that you all have been laying for years that has made this happen.
I think what's made us successful as an organization is the relationships that we built over time. And from day one, we were building relationships on the ground. I consider it like a grassroots economic development approach. We're in the trenches with people, literally in the trenches when construction was going on. But people respect that. When you meet them where they are, you have those tough conversations. Sometimes people just want you to hear them out. They just want to have a conversation, and it might not be anything about the business. It might they just want to be heard. And I think the relationship part of it is where we have grown the trust within the community. We're very transparent in everything we do. We community engage. We want to hear from people. Like, we're not creating this downtown for us. We're creating this downtown for our community and for the region. So we need to hear from people about what they want here. The expectation when we first started was like, you need this, you need a brewery, you need restaurants. You've got to bring all this business to downtown. So that was heavy, heavy pressure. The expectations of what we need versus what's sustainable became a real topic of conversation. To start a business like that, the private investment that goes into that, mind you, we haven't even generated any foot traffic at that point to help sustain those businesses. So that was very challenging to have a real expectation and keep it real with people about this is how this happens. And it doesn't happen the way you think it does. So taking this role, there are three things that come to mind. I call them the 3 Ps: people, personalities, and politics. Those are the 3 things you have to deal with to be successful in this realm of community development. People want change quick. Change doesn't happen quick. And the personalities, everybody thinks they know what you should be doing, they know how you should be doing it, and if you don't do it that way, then you're offending those people with those personalities, and the politics play a huge role. When we started this effort, we had a lot of vacant storefronts, right? Businesses were going in, but they were going out. So we quickly learned if a business is not sustainable, we need to help them go down that road with some of our partners and things of that nature. So sustainability is key. And through our community business launch grant, we were able to land some of those sustainable businesses.
I think one of the key monumental moments in our downtown renovation was Moondog, because that was the first building to be renovated and occupied.
Moondog was coming to town. I was essentially 2 weeks on the job. They were looking at the strip center up at Walmart, and if people remember correctly, strip centers are what killed downtowns back in the day. So we were able to sell a vision to them about what we wanted our downtown to be. So they came and looked at downtown. They looked at some of the worst buildings that we had. They weren't saying too much, and long story short, they ended up choosing Downtown Wytheville over the strip center, which was very interesting. It's kind of like a reverse trend.
I wanted something a little bit more original. I thought it fit more of our personality and what we're trying to do as a business. We'd like to be a cornerstone to your town, and we felt that this town had that to offer to us.
That was when I knew we were doing something right. We had a vision. We were selling that vision. We hoped that vision would come true, but we weren't sure. Things hadn't happened quite yet. but they believed in our vision.
Trying to develop the downtown area for Wytheville, that was a big influence of us, and we felt that they had a vision of what they wanted it to be and not just trying to do something. They had a game plan.
Nelson and the team with Moondog decided to locate in one of the oldest buildings in downtown, the old Masonic Lodge, which Joseph Hand Jr. owns, and helped us through that process.
I think it was built around 1890, so that grabs you right there. We've looked at other communities, but what really stood out to me and my CFO was the quality of the people that we were speaking with the town.
So that was a very rewarding thing in the beginning, and I thought, wow, this is how this is going to be. They're just going to show up and we're going to talk to them and they're going to go in business. Long story short, that's not how it ended up, but that was a true success story. They became one of the first in, and they generated a lot of foot traffic, pulled folks off the interstate. So that, to me, was a very good story for us to kind of kick our development off.
We was always going to do a brewery for our restaurants that fit in with the business model that we had, but we felt that it was best locating here in Wytheville due to the location of our businesses and due to the response that we had had from when we opened Moondog here in town. Even speaking with Dick Philippi when purchasing the Seven Dogs building, there was just a lot of quality here, is the best way I can explain it. We get asked to look at communities, and we've walked away because we did not feel good about management of the town itself. I mean, that's a true statement. I mean, we've had a couple, we just go, I don't know, you know, get in the car and everybody would say, what did you think? And go, They really sort of look at things, what would benefit the downtown to get the most out of what events they have going on. 4th of July is just unreal. I never dreamed that first year it would be that turnout. We catch this a lot in the restaurants, more so with the Moondog, really up there on Main Street, is as simple as this may seem, but the music that y'all have on people walking down the street just gives it a good feel.
Up to this point, my time with Downtown Wytheville has been very rewarding. I think I'm going into my 7th year. It's flown by, so it's hard to track. But what's been most rewarding about it is how much we've been able to change the Downtown Wytheville area, improve it, and the influence we've had over the region in general. My most proud moment being on Downtown Wytheville was how much we helped the community and the businesses in the community through the COVID crisis.
When COVID hit, essentially the world shut down, but small businesses were trying to stay open, trying to understand what's allowed. So we found ourselves creating a campaign called Not Back to Normal, Forward to Better. So through that process, we were trying to educate small businesses on, here are all the things COVID related that we can assist you with. Because people were literally shutting down, people were frantic. And then we actually got a community development block grant at the time for $800,000 where we were reimbursing rent and mortgage relief. And that program went so well that they gave us $200,000 additional, and we ended up getting $1 million out, not just downtown, but throughout the whole county. So we literally saved businesses through that program. When I was having these conversations with these business owners, like, I had a couple of them cry, like, actually, you are helping save my business.
It's so interesting because you think about all the things that you could see, for example, the streetscape, et cetera, facades, new businesses. But what I didn't realize is that there was a whole underground network of support going on through downtown Wytheville for all the local businesses.
When Main Street America first came to town, when we were designated as a Main Street community, obviously we have a downtown theater in our footprint, so it was sitting vacant at the time. The big question was, what are you doing with the Millwall? What's happening with the Millwall? You don't do all this revitalization around and not do anything with Millwall. So when we first started, we wanted to bring that back. And so the family didn't have any interest in selling. Quite frankly, they didn't want to sell. So we said, well, will you allow us to do a feasibility study and just see what the potential is here?
The feasibility studies, sharing that with those small building owners to see that there's so many things that they could do with that business and the possibilities. And I think realizing that it's not just about events and making things look good, it's about economic impact.
So through that, We engaged the family to be a part of the feasibility study and help them understand the importance of reviving this theater to what we like to call the community's auditorium. And they got really excited about the possibility of the theater coming back to life again. So through that process, not only did they change their mind about selling, they were excited to see this be a thriving theater and all the things that it is today. I mean, I walked into this place, 4 years ago, and I'm thinking to myself, I do not know how this is going to happen, but we're going to get it done. And between a few hardworking individuals and volunteers and community support, it's a thriving downtown theater for the region, not just for this town, for the region and for the state for that matter. So it's been a game changer for what we've done in our revitalization. It drives people from out of Wytheville that support other local businesses, that eat at our restaurants, that increase our tax base. So the Millwall Theater is a huge economic development project that's just been a game changer for what we do. So another big accomplishment for our organization was our Grow with Google program. We were selected 1 of 10 in the nation to implement Google tools and analytics to small businesses. So this was kind of Google's first effort to try to reach into rural communities with small business. It's big business with Google. So working with them really brought a level of service that we hadn't been able to teach them before, because Google kind of opened up the toolbox. We got some folks certified. We had a coach at the time, Charlie, in our office got certified. So we can continue to help people with those tools and analytics, but you have to have a Google presence, because when people Google you and you don't have a presence, then essentially you're not there. So when you travel to communities, you need to be strong on Google. And that was kind of our focus, to get our rural small businesses on that platform.
What surprised me the most about our community development efforts is how well our board works together, and how much time is involved by our paid staff members, and how much of their life is wrapped up in what we do.
The board of Downtown Wytheville is amazing. That's all I can say. I mean, they are wonderful. I mean, they work hand in hand with us to do things for the community. They're such a good group. We have such a good dynamic with our board.
I just feel like we're a team. Like when we have the events, I just look forward to it. I look forward to coming and getting the ice, or hauling the stops around, or putting up the signs, or whatever is required. I like the student ambassadors. They bring that unique perspective to keep us sort of young and focused on things that the youth might be involved with.
These kids and families now have something to look forward to. I see all these young people in the coffee shop, coming downtown. I have found when you draw in the young demographic, you're doing something right, because the young people can be hard to get to sometimes. When I came from Parks and Rec, I was working with youth, so it was important for me to continue to get the youth involved. So Charlie was a previous youth board member, came full circle, went to college, came back, works full-time for the organization. Now we have what we call youth ambassadors. So we want the youth to have a seat at the table. They're a part of this process. They need to be there for these critical decisions, because what we're building is for the young population as they age and have the opportunity to come back to Wytheville possibly. We're seeing a lot of that happen now, which historically has not. So the youth and getting them involved and doing things for kids and families is very high priority for me in everything that we do.
If it's getting the kids next door at the church, come over and pat out some dough, and then, feeding them or what have you. I get more thrill out of that. And then they give me the picture each year that you hang up of all the kids where they signed it. That's what I like best.
Through that process of revitalization, I was awarded the Mary Means Leadership Award, which is the best Main Street director in the nation. Now, this is not an individual sport. This is a team deal. So that was a little odd for me to get that individual award, but I'm very proud of that. My grandfather would be proud of that. And I kind of look back to the conversation we had earlier about I did this for him, and this is kind of how I received that award on his behalf. So to get that is an honor, and now to be in the semifinalists for the GAMSA, it's just really coming full circle that, hey, we're actually doing something that's really impactful here.
I hope that other residents understand the significance of it and the importance of the role that they've played in it, because they're the ones that it's all about. I'm not sure if I wasn't as closely involved right now, I would understand.
For us to be in the running for one of the best Main Street in America is unfathomable to me.
To be recognized as a possible GAMSA winner is just, behind the scenes, we're all like, yes, we're getting there, you know. So
To be in the top 8 in the nation is just incredible. I think it speaks to, again, the leadership, the work that has been going on for years.
the recognition to know that all the effort and time that our board and our staff puts into it is paying off.
I mean, there's very few things in your life that you can put your hat on, that you had something to do with that had such an impact. And as I told you earlier, other than the birth of my son, this is one of the greatest moments ever. You drive down Main Street and you see every parking spot full. You see every business door opening and closing. And it's amazing.
To be chosen as a semifinalist for the Great American Main Street Award is just really, it's really unbelievable to think about. You know, we started with the Streetscape and we've built, and with small win after small win. And to be where we are in that conversation with folks that travel around the nation and see these communities, for us to be chosen, I mean, it's just a huge honor, because there are a lot of people who do this. And I'm not sitting here saying we're better than anybody, but the process in which we've done it is why we were chosen. It's how we engage people. It's how we include people. You know, everybody has a seat at our table. We work hand in hand with local government. We work hand in hand with property owners and business owners. And when you do that, it just builds trust within the community. So going to these conferences and seeing these people awarded, I honestly thought, like, could we ever attain that? And at times I thought we couldn't. But then I started to hear their stories and I'm like, you know, our story is relatable. We're doing the same things. And here we are. In the beginning, we were reaching out to communities about what they were doing. Now communities are reaching out to us about what we're doing. We set the expectation really high already. So I think that's why we're in the conversation. So the expectation and maintaining that expectation is what will continue to help us strive, help me strive as a leader.
The people who are in charge of our community now, that is something that they need to keep in their mind, is how important downtown is, because it does and is reflective of the overall health of our community. I think that needs to be on every council member's radar. We even have further to go. We've got more work to do.
The work will never be done. We have to sustain what we've done. We have to continue to recruit business, because people actually want to be here now. We want to be the best version of ourselves. We're not trying to be like anybody else. You know, we're just trying to be the best version of what Wytheville can be. And I think we've got a lot of positive momentum, and we'll continue to build on that through many other aspects, whether it's public art, whether it's housing, business development, sustainability, or recruitment of restaurants and things of that nature. We have so far to go. I feel like we've only scratched the surface about what can truly happen here. So we have to make sure the heart of community is strong moving forward, even if we do win. That's not the end for us. We've just gotten started.